Hey everyone, I'm Andrew from Off-Road Express in Los Angeles. Today we're going to be installing a big brake kit on this Jeep JK here. If you want to learn how, follow along with Chris.
For starters, you guys will be using this 21 millimeter to remove the two 21 bolts here in the back, but I will be using this 24 millimeter because I have different bracket to remove back here than you will, unless you have the same sort of build. Yeah. Some of them you'll be able to take off by hand. Some of them you won't. Some of them are stubborn. If you have electric tools, electric ratchets, it'll be easier. I just like to make things hard on myself. So those were the two spacers that dropped. These were the two 24s that I had to remove. But you will only have to remove these two 21s because you will not have this bracket, most likely. So we'll get that out of the way. And then you will turn your rotor. Oh, this one. Sometimes they have a bolt that locks your rotor on. In this case, we don't have one on here, so you just take it off. And if you're a beginner doing stuff like this is very easy work, but you could always put the bolts back just so you don't lose where they go. So you install this piece facing, this black piece facing towards the rear of the car. Before you do that, you gotta get this wire right back in there. So once we get this piece back on, then we will be able to tighten it down and continue with the installation. And so what this is going to do is it's going to also, you don't want to pinch this so much. You just want it enough just to be able to get it out of the way of the rotor. Because if not, the back piece of the rotor will rub and it'll chafe it down. The reason we removed this one is because it takes up a lot of the slack. This piece here takes up a lot of the slack that it had originally. So if you have a spacer like this, it's going to help you keep the rotor in place while you're taking a look at everything else to make sure that all your clearances are there so that you don't destroy anything. So we put that spacer on, then you put a lug nut on, just hand tighten it all the way. Boom. It'll keep your tension, and you see this wire right here, it's rubbing. So I have to loosen this piece and just finagle it to a point where you see that you have clearance. It's not going to interfere with the speed sensor is not going to interfere with the rotor, or vice versa. And then you tighten that down. And that should do it. We'll leave that brake line installed until we're ready to put it on the new caliper. This is your new hardware. These will go in the back, as so. And then these two smaller ones will be to bolt your caliper onto this bracket. And these also have little washers. Come with your hardware. So you get all your hardware out, put your washers on. Boom, boom. Set them off to the side. And you'll see right here, this side reads disc, so it's going to be going towards the inside for your rotor, or disc, or however you want to call it. It's called a rotor. But I will accept disc if you want. Must say disc. I will fucking accept disc. And for now, you could just snug them down. I already know that everything works, but for the sake of the video and for the sake of yourself, just snug everything down. You don't have to tighten it down right away, but you got to read your instructions, because sometimes you will snug down the bolt thinking that you can get to it at a later time and tighten it, only to figure out you played yourself. Okay, so this is the part that they really paid for. You know, this is what's going to help you stop. This is what's going to keep you from dying. This is for your brake line. Go ahead and leave it on for now. These guys right here. And I don't usually do this, but this is a good idea. You can keep something in here, hold your brake pads. You don't really got to struggle with them at all. It holds them, so bam, easy money. Gravy train. And the sizes for these Allen bolts is I don't know if you can see that. That's a 14 millimeter. And this is a 10 millimeter. This is all you're going to need for your installation. And that washer. This thick spacer washer thing that I got. So let's go ahead and keep going. And a 15. You need a 15. And keep a 10 around, because you never know. Again, all this stuff is just snug. We'll torque it down later. I'm gonna have to take time out. I gotta go to the truck and we're about to remove this brake line. When you remove it, there is a copper washer right under this nut and right in between the line and the caliper. You're gonna want to replace those two. They're copper crush washers, so once they get crushed, it's kind of hard to crush again. Time out. We're back. 2 crush washers. So it's gonna leak. Get something and put it under your caliper, because it's gonna leak. We're gonna take this off. Now you can take off the plug from your old caliper. From your new caliper. It's gonna go onto the old one, because they leak. See, there goes that. Boom. Take off. See, there's one and there's two. You don't want that. Here is, oh, come on. Here is one new one that goes, oh, come on. Be nice. So you got one new one on the outside. You got this one that goes on. Oh. Yeah, once it gets slippery, it gets a little difficult. And then you got no grip. I got no grips. Anyways, once you get them on, make sure ain't nothing in the way. Now, for this piece, I'll fucking use a wrench, because you don't want to over tighten this, because if you over tighten this, you just ruined your day. And I like having good days. On most days, I prefer to have a good day on most days. The occasional bad day is acceptable. We'll take it. But I prefer good days. And if you're wondering about torque specs, you got to keep their paint looking nice, you know, because they tend to freak out about stuff like that. And I don't blame them, because if I took my car somewhere and they fucked up my shit, man, I'd be kind of pissed too. So yeah, just get all that brake fluid off, because it's very corrosive and it will destroy your paint. So you have this fitting up here, that's for one of the pistons, and you have another fitting down here at the bottom, that's for the other piston. Bleed both. Some people will tell you that you don't have to. Bleed both. Bleed both.
Hey everyone, it's just about closing time here at Off-Road Express. Thank you for watching the big brake kit install from Alcon. The brakes are a lot more responsive and it is stopping in shorter distances than it used to. If you like this video and you think we should do more videos like this, please let us know in the comments. If you have any subject that you want us to talk about or installs you want us to do, please let us know. We do a lot of installs, but we don't record most of them. What else? If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel. There's got to be more than family subscribing to our channel. There's what, like, how many subscribers do we have? 12? Something like that. At least make it 13.